I normally do a tease on my Focus on Health show, but I figured I'd try to do a tease here. I have to my right, you can't see them, two gentlemen that do so much in our community for a very cherished group of individuals. I'll let you just think about that for a minute. You'll be surprised, but you'll see it's right in front of your face. See you on the other end of this commercial. Don't go nowhere. Welcome back to All About Vets. I'm going to give you the answer. I have here the commander and the adjutant and service officer of the Disabled American Veterans, the DAV, Mr. Kent Christopher and Mr. Art Porter. And gentlemen, would you please look into that camera right there? Commander, I'll have you say first, look into that camera. Let them know, tell them about yourself, a little bit about yourself, military background if you want, how long you've been with the DAV, and what your responsibilities are as the commander, and then give them your contact information, how they can contact you. Then I know who your right hand is, who you pass the Olympic torch to, the baton to Art, right there to Mr. Art Porter, right there sitting to his right, and have Art, after the commander says, you look into that camera and tell everybody about yourself.
Good morning, my name is Kent Christopher. I'm retired, 26 years military, Army officer, a major. I did 26 years. Retired here in Fort Benning, married, currently got 3 kids. I'm currently the commander of the Disabled American Veterans, Chapter 7, currently located on 1000 Victor Drive. We are open Tuesday, Wednesdays from 9 till 1 o'clock by appointments. Our phone number is 706-660-1444, and we have an email you stop by, the email address on the outside of the door. If you need to get in touch with us, you can get in touch with us. We're here to assist you.
Okay, and then here to my right is Art, who's always said, Pop, you need to come and take care of yourself. Art, would you look into that camera and tell them everything about you?
Good morning. My name is Art Porter. I did 24 years in the United States Army infantry. I retired as a major. I have a wife, beautiful wife, and 3 kids. They're all grown and gone. Thank God. My daily responsibility is to make sure that the place is organized, is set up, the things that we need for that day operation is there. Keep the commander abreast of what's going on. Most time he passed stuff to me, I pass it to a million of veterans, many veterans that tune into our email about what's going on. And one thing we could do, I feel proud of, we know the form that you need. We know how to prepare them. And all it requires is for the vet to come down there with an open mind. Understand that we're there to help you. I've been doing this for almost 12 years, off and on. There was time we were there from 8 o'clock in the morning to 5 o'clock in the afternoon, 5 days a week. And sometimes we were on Saturday, we would go out to nursing home and place where there were disabled veterans that didn't understand how to get things done. We're there for you. All you got to do is come with an open mind, give us the opportunity to support you. Sometimes we can do great things, sometimes we can't, but we will be look you straight in the eye and tell you what we can do and what we can't do, and we'll give it our best. Thank you.
And you want to know something? That's why they are our heroes, and they take care of our heroes. And guess how much money they get paid for it, though? They do all that kind of stuff now, but I'm going to tell you the skinny. I'm going to tell you how much these gentlemen get paid for all that work that they do. And it's a lot of work. They get paid zero. And what they do because they're veterans, and they realize the sacrifices that many veterans pay for the service to maintain the freedoms, the many freedoms that we have here that we appreciate. And so they work for nothing. You heard the commander and the adjutant talk about the hours, all the forms that they have to fill out to make sure that the women and the men who put on the uniform of our armed forces, any of the uniforms of our armed forces, and who have problems, that have physical or mental problems, are duly compensated for their service to our great country here. And so that's why I'm so honored, really, to have these two gentlemen here. But now, I'm going to be honest with you, for all the work, and I'm going to ask the commander to shock you, to let you know how much work they do, how many veterans they help in a year. But not only the veterans, but if it's a widow of a veteran, some of the children that may be entitled to some type of benefits, they take care of that because they respect and they truly honor our veterans. So I'm going to just turn this over to the commander and the adjutant, because they have all that good information. I don't have it. I know some of it, yes, but I don't know all of it. But I'm going to let them tell you. So, Commander?
Yes. Once again, we're with the Disabled American Veterans. We're chapter service officers. We have the national service officers, which are co-located at every regional office where the claims are processed. Then we have the TSOs, transitional service officers, that when soldiers or airmen or any armed forces are getting out of the military, they're on a military basis to assist them. Then we have the chapter service officers, which are ourselves. We are certified annually on the programs and the forms with the VA on what they'll do. And so we all volunteer. Once again, we don't get paid, so we provide free services to veterans, spouses, or widows, or dependents, with education services, doing claims, DICs, indemnity compensation. When a spouse passes, we assist with that. Anything you need, that's what we're there for. And like I said, we provide our services free. Just on last year alone, annually, we did over 2,500 volunteer hours.
Wow.
We have 5 certified chapter service officers down at our location where we go this coming May, normally annual. In May, our Georgia department, we go up to department headquarters in Macon, where we'll have our annual training. And so during the annual training, we get certified. So when certified means that we're covered under the Disabled American Veterans umbrella. So when we do a claim and something happens, liability or whatever, we are covered by the DAV national headquarters. So that's why we're certified. So what you want to make sure that when somebody's assisting you, that they are certified, either from a VSO, Veteran Service Organization, or from a chapter. But we are certified to do what we do. And I think we do a great job. I was trained by Mr. Art Porter. I've been doing the DAV now for about 10 years. Like I said, currently I'm the commander down there now. We have a lot of great veterans that come and assist and give of their times. So we're in the community doing fundraising. But like I said, once again, we receive no funding. We provide all the paper, internet copy. When a veteran comes out, just bring your records, bring your decision letters. We go through, we file the claim. We either email it electronically or we fax it. But we do everything for the veteran. When they leave, they have a packet that we prepare them for their records to have. So when they come back, and we help them, track them, and assist them throughout the entire process of their claim. But like I say, once again, we do this free. We don't get anything because we're just trying to give back and providing free services to the veterans.
And now something like that you can't beat. And you heard how many veterans that they serve, and that's a lot of veterans. And the unique part about it is the fact that it's a lot of paperwork. It takes a lot of paperwork. They really work with veterans. Can you imagine the amount of time that they have to spend per veteran in their office, in the DAV office, and we'll get that location, away from their home, and they're getting paid zero. The reason that what they're getting paid for is the warmth they feel in their heart and the pride they feel of taking care of veterans. And so it used to be a time when a lot of veterans could not get their benefits. There's no reason now why veterans can't get their benefits when you have officers like here, like the commander and the adjutant, here to really help you. I'm there now, and I will tell every veteran, if you honorably served your country and you have problems, if you have issues, you need to call the DAV number 7 and come down there and see the officers there. Now, it was a shock to me, really a shock to me. I'll tell you, when I found out that they receive minimal funding from the national office. So how they get their funding is through fundraisers throughout the year. And I know they have one big fundraiser, and we're going to talk about some other things. I'm going to try to, I know a little bit about fundraising, being in office. I'm going to give them just a little bit of advice and try to help them, because I want them to have enough money to buy the papers. All this is coming out from the members' pockets for the paper. I know that when I went down, I had a stack like this here, so I want to make sure that they have enough of the supplies, printing, printers, maintenance. They use electricity. The good city of Columbus, Georgia, is good enough to lease them a building because we really care for veterans. But other than that, the rest of the responsibility for everything else is on them. And so the bottom line is this here. They have an annual golf tournament, and I'm going to ask the commander, Art, to talk about this here. Speak a little bit about that one fundraiser, about any of the others fundraisers that you might be having.
Yes, actually we have a golf tournament. We have a couple of raffles we institute as well. We just finished up with our annual Valentine's Day raffle, and on that raffle, whereas tickets are $5 a piece, and we give out 3 prizes. First prize is $500, $300, and $200. And so, as an incentive, and then we have a Memorial Day raffle as well. So we'll give you the information about location or any one of our members. We assess tickets, so we sell the tickets. So those are some of the fundraisers that we have. Plus, we also have a Forget-Me-Not. We have a Forget-Me-Not annually out on Fort Benning, where we go out there and we use those funds or earmarked on Forget-Me-Nots or that for any to assist veterans that need any assistance, i.e. whether to pay a bill, hard times, whatever, they contact us. Those funds for that particular fundraiser are marked to assist veterans with any unexpected emergencies they may have. Also, then we have a golf tournament. We have, this has been probably our first year since pre-COVID, but last COVID we shut it down due to COVID. But we have an annual golf tournament as well, where we go out and we solicit sponsors once again, and we normally have it on Bull Creek golf course out there. So that's another one of our big fundraisers also, where we get the funds, once again, like I say, to allocate for our lights, water, Georgia Power, paper, supplies, and anything. So like I say, we have a donation box out there, so but we're going to help the veteran whether they give anything or don't give nothing. We're still going to help those what those funds are for. So at the end result, we've been still able to do whether the veteran give anything, we're going to provide them with the services that we need. But those are the fundraisers that we use to help us throughout the year in our annual budget.
Now, Commander, so I want our viewing audience to really know, because I want to give them due time to think about the dates and when they're going. And when you do have those, if you would let me know, I will make sure that you can come here on this program.
Yes.
So that we can do what we're doing now to let individuals know. So the golf tournament is normally held in
August.
Normally held in August.
Yes.
And do you have tickets for those? So
We have sponsors. We have different sponsors levels that we give out. So those are not tickets. So we have a sponsor sheet. Next time we come on, we have the sponsor sheets. So we have the silver, gold, and bronze that we normally want to give a sponsor. So a lot of them fundraising. And then we have the golfers themselves. Doing the golf
they're
tournament.
golfing to pay
They're golfing to play. And so with that, don't get me wrong, we do incur costs where we have to give a percentage to Bull Creek or Fort Benning, wherever we're getting the facilities at. So a portion of that will come out that, but those funds are another big fundraiser that we do also. And then we also have a parking normally for, what's the fundraiser we've been using for the Fountain City Classic at our location at 1000 Victory Drive, where we park cars and stuff. That's also been a big success during the Fountain City Classic. That's another one of our fundraisers also to help us sustain us throughout the year.
And then the Valentine is around Valentine's Day.
Valentine is around Valentine. Tickets normally go out around December, January to each member. And then for Memorial Day coming up, on Memorial Day raffle, our tickets will go out next month. Normally our tickets, we have our meeting every third Saturday of the month at 10 o'clock. And so we're giving to members then, but like I say, once again, we are located and we're open. Our phone number is 660-1444. We have our answering machine there. If we're not there, we go through our calls and we promise we will call you back and we'll get to you if you need to make an appointment, schedule, so we'll do that. But we'll also have some tickets when we come back for our Memorial Day raffle that will be coming up Memorial Day. So that's another one of our next 5-meter target as far as our fundraiser.
And now, if any viewer wants to mail money into, I'm going to have the commander give the address again. You can do that, because keep in mind how many veterans come there. Keep in mind something like electricity. You've got the air conditioning during the summer. You got the heat during the winter. It's expensive, and it's on their backs personally. There's a lot of fundraising, as they say. But what I'm trying to establish, I'm trying to let the viewers know, the citizens know, that you can give throughout the year. And you want to know something? Any amount is good. It could be the jingling quarters, dimes, pennies, to the crinkly piece of paper with our good dead presidents on it. Something throughout the year, not asking anybody to hurt yourself, but when you think about the veterans, and think about the many veterans, by the way, who really have a lot of needs, who are suffering through many physical or behavior issues because of their service, and you might have a couple of dollars, $2, $3, $5, $10, that you could spare to mail in to them. It would be deeply, deeply appreciated, not by only these service officers, but by the veterans who are coming there for services. So they can, Commander, you can look at it and give them the mailing address, and you say you have a box there?
Yes, we have a donation box when you come, red donation box when you come into the building. But our mailing address is DAV Chapter 7, 1000 Victor Drive, Columbus, Georgia, 31901. That's our mailing address. Once again, DAV Chapter 7, 1000 Victor Drive, Columbus, Georgia, 31901. If you desire to mail in a donation, we'll really appreciate it.
And just for all the work, that they do, and the fun that they have, just for any veterans that really, and there is a lot of need. I can tell you firsthand, there's a lot of need in this community. So we're going to have the commander and the adjutant back here, because my goal is to assist them in assisting the many women and men who wear the uniform and are having difficulties, and they need our help. And when I say our help, when we are supporting the commander and the adjutant, we are directly helping those veterans, those heroes who are on the front lines for us. And so we're going to take a break. The commander has an appointment. We're so glad to have him. He has all that knowledge to get all the benefits for the veterans, and the adjutant as well. The adjutant, the service officer, he's going to be staying. But I'd like to personally thank the commander for his years of service. There we go. For his years of service and his commitment to our veterans in this community here. And Commander, I want to thank you. And guess what? We're going to be back. The adjutant, our part, he's going to be here for a little bit. We'll be back on the other end of this commercial.
In our country's time of need, you were there for us. Now it's our turn to be there for you.
Welcome to the VA.
Your VA is rapidly expanding veterans' benefits for those exposed to herbicides and burn pits in the past 60 years. From healthcare to compensation, hundreds of thousands of veterans are now eligible for new benefits. Hi, I'm Dr. Hoy. How can I help? To enroll or learn more about what VA can do for you or a loved one, visit va.gov/PACT or call 1-800-MY-VA-411.
Welcome back to All About Vets. I know they're giving you all this good information about the DAV, Disabled American Veterans. And to my right, you don't see him yet, but that's my partner. It's my partner here, sitting to my right. And let me tell you something. Chief Leroy Davis, everyone knows in the military community and out the military community. And you're looking at that camera right there, Leroy, let everybody that may not know you, who you are.
Hello, I'm Leroy Davis, and you know, I've been here. This is my home, actually, Fort Mitchell, Alabama, born and raised here. Joined the world's greatest Navy, went off and did 21 years, came back home. And I've been working and volunteering with veterans. I've been the commander of the American Legion Post 135 in Phoenix City. I made it all the way up to senior vice commander for the Department of the American Legion. Now I work in Veterans Treatment Court I also run the Chattahoochee Valley Veterans Organization and the Russell County Veterans Council, and a host of other things that we do. I have my own show called Veterans View, where I try to keep veterans and their family informed about what's going on with their benefits and any new laws that come out, so they'll know. For instance, I talked last week on my last show about the new gun laws that's in, you can do a concealed carry without a permit. But a lot of people don't know. If you go to Florida and you do a concealed carry without a permit, that's a felony.
Right.
So you need to understand that you need to buy a permit anyway. Florida will honor Georgia's permit.
Sure.
They will honor Alabama's permit. But you need to have that permit when you go to another state because you don't know that other state law.
That's exactly
For instance,
right.
you live here in Columbus and you cross the river into Phoenix City with the concealed carry and you don't have a permit. That's another law you have violated because
sure.
Alabama concealed carry is just for citizens of Alabama.
Right.
So we do a host of things that gets involved with veterans and their families and everything.
And look in the camera and let them know when the show, what the name of the show again, and when the show is on.
Well, my show, the name is Veterans View, and it comes on Monday evenings on Channel 7 in Phoenix City, but it's also on YouTube. You can look it up and you can see every show I ever done on YouTube.
It's called Veterans View.
Veterans View Show. You look it up on YouTube on the Beam TV.
There we go. Okay, now, Art, go into a typical, some of the problems and concerns that in your 12 years as not only the adjutant, but also as a service officer that you've been confronted with, especially as you were talking to us off camera about some of the problems that the spouses have that when a veteran passes. If you look into that camera right there, it will help you.
Good evening. Good morning. I'm a service officer. I joined the DAV in 2013. I've been there ever since as the adjutant. I took a back seat because of health, but I'm still down there every day that we're there, which is on Wednesday right now. The most hurting thing that affects me is when a spouse comes down there and has no idea what kind of disability her husband has once he's deceased. You know, where's the DD-214? You know, is there a power of attorney? Veteran, male or female, get your spouse involved, show them, talk to them. They may not understand it right then, but at least when you are gone, there's no one to speak for you. We try to make things out of nothing, as much as we can get, because we need information. And VA would not touch her or him, being the spouse, without a power of attorney. So get your family involved, talk to, especially your spouses, about when you are gone, the best way to put it. Now, 13 years, we come a long way in Chapter 7. A guy named David Jones introduced me to the program. I bought into it because I had difficulty getting my disability. The paperwork, yes, it's tremendous, but we learn how to make sure that we're doing the best job possible for the veteran. I had a stack one time for a command sergeant major. It was that thick, 3 stacks of them. I sat there for 3.5 hours going through page by page, identifying all the disability that he could possibly file for.
And Art, and I'm glad that you brought that up because a lot of people, that's where the training comes in at. Because even though I'm a nurse, when I came in there with Kent, he even said, you know, this is something here that's linked. Have you ever thought about that? And it's very, very, very crucial to have individuals like Art and like the commander and the other service officers who are trained to identify. And here's another thing that's crucial. You have to know how to translate that on paper to a condition that's linked with the Army's that is extremely crucial, being able to find something and be able to really make that link to something that is service connected that the veterans don't know. And here's another thing that I've learned is the fact that you're younger, you might have broken a limb or you might have an injury. When you were younger, you were able to deal with it. But as you get older and your body ages, trust me when I tell you, that becomes a chronic injury that you might have even forgotten about. But the service officers, when they look at your paperwork, they're instructed and trained. That's why they get to have that certification yearly to be able to identify things like that. Could you speak on that, Leroy?
I just like to add something, what I do over on the Alabama side.
Sure.
And even if veterans come from Georgia.
Yes, sir.
Is the first thing I do, I want to talk to them and their wife or spouse, significant other, and make sure, because if the spouse knows, she's going to make sure that that veteran continues to do what they need to do to get their benefit. But the second thing I do is I say, okay, you have your medical record? He said, yeah. I said, what I want you to do with this, I want you to go home and sit at the kitchen table tonight, you and the spouse, and I want you to highlight everything that you've been treated for that you think you deserve disability for. So if you sprain your ankle because you jumped out of a plane, it was a severe sprain.
That's it.
If you hurt your knee, if you, what did you go to sick call for?
That's exactly
I want you to highlight it, because I don't have the time to go through that thick record. When you took 3 hours to do it, I ain't taking 3 hours. I'm trying to help you. So I want you to go through with a highlighter and highlight everything. And then this makes my job a lot easier when I get ready to do that claim, because you have already highlighted everything that you think that you deserve disability for. Now, once we get that done, and I let the spouse know, now this is your money. This is not just his money.
Oh, sure.
It's your money too. So you need to stay on top of them. Y'all need to communicate what's going on, and you need to know where everything is, from the DD-214, everything. You can go to the National Cemetery right now if you want to be buried out there, and you can go ahead and make your reservation right now.
And see,
that'll be already on file.
That's something a lot of people don't know.
Yes.
That they can do that. They can go out there to Fort Mitchell.
Right, go right out there to Fort Mitchell and register right now for whether your funeral come tomorrow or 5 years from now. You're already pre-registered. All that is done for you. So, and then the other thing that veterans fail to do, them and their spouse, is get a will.
Oh yeah, yeah. I think that's something that I think that's something that you all cover as well. And but just to walk us through, if I come through the door, first of all, look in the camera here and say the days and times that you're open.
Right now, Wednesday from 9 to maybe 1 o'clock. If we have more people on that particular day, we'll stay to 3 or 4 o'clock. But like I say, we right now, until this COVID get better, because I've been infected by it.
You're still under COVID restrictions.
Right. And once you come through the door, we're going to ask you to sign in. Big thing is just putting your phone number down, so that if you forget something, you leave it in the office, or it was a question that we didn't get an answer for you, we got a way to communicate with you. As soon as that's over, we take that sheet and put it in a file so it's secure. We are under a strict regulation from our higher about confidentiality. Don't worry about, we will take care of your paperwork. And anything we don't use, we let you know we will shred it, because we have a big shredder in our office. You sign in, there's a guy that come, or a young lady come by and ask you, what can we do for you? And they get the general information. Have a seat, and then you come back to a service officer. That is one-on-one time. I like to, a lot of young people say, well, Mr. Porter, you call me sir. Ma'am, I do it out of respect for you, because I served 4 years as an enlisted and 20 as an officer. You earn the right when you put that uniform on, you raise your right hand. So I will say yes sir, no sir, to any and every one, even young kids. I go through their records. I want to see the 214. I want to see what the veteran did in his career. You know, where was he stationed? The big thing with our veterans, especially Vietnam guys like myself, we don't want to tell you something. But guys, we have to know. And it's kept one-on-one, and no one else gonna know anything about it but you and I. And if you bring your spouse, I'm gonna explain things to your wife or your husband so that they will know exactly what's going on.
Right. So the days that you're open is Wednesdays?
Wednesday from 9 to 1 o'clock.
Now, if they come up there, because that's happened with me, that I've come there, and you have you'll have the date and times, and you also have the number if they need to call.
Yes, sir.
Because they have to make a reservation,
Right.
so that you all know that you can fit enough individuals in there.
The full-time adjutant, when he come in sometimes he come in throughout the week, and he do a purge of the phone system. If you call and make a reservation to be seen, he would have a sheet on the desk, and we get that and we work off that. If you call in and make an appointment, you don't get priority because you took the time. Now, if you walk in, we'll ask you to have a seat, but with 3 to 4 service officers there now, we can get you because we got another office that we set up for helping veterans.
And so, right there, the whole purpose is to serve the veterans. And you want to know something? We're in a military community, so we all know veterans that need help. And so, before we leave, I want to ask Leroy about some of the things that he's doing over there in Alabama, because he deals with many of the disabled veterans over there. Give his contact information looking in that camera so they know how to contact you, Leroy.
Oh yeah, well my phone number is 706-718-4440. Now I will help you, I will guide you, but when I know that you want it, then that'll be because you bring me what I ask you for. If you don't bring me what I ask you for, then I know you're not serious.
And your email address, you give it?
My email is Leroy, Leroy, JR56@hotmail.com. And Pop, I also started a podcast. It's called Southeast Hot Topics. And we just finished up with our Black History Month program.
Okay, well, let the people know.
Where and you can find that on Facebook. Go Facebook and look for Hot Topics Southeast.
Now, two things I want you to repeat. It's a podcast.
It's a podcast.
Okay, it's called Hot
Topics in Southeast.
Hot Topics Southeast.
Podcast. With Leroy Davis and Loretta Rose.
And your other program you get on YouTube?
On YouTube, and that's my Veterans View show. And Veterans View show comes on Beam TV 7 in Phoenix City, but you can pick it up on YouTube, Beam TV 7 YouTube.
All righty.
So with that show, I go from Columbus to Montgomery to Dothan, anywhere shooting the show on veterans, and especially to highlight veteran-owned businesses so that they can get some free commercial time in.
Good. Well, we're going to close the program out. The purpose of the program is to let you know exactly what the Disabled American Veterans activities, how many veterans, you heard the humongous number, how many veterans annually, and this is significant, the fact that they don't get that much funding, they get a minuscule amount of funding from the national office. So the majority of their funding comes from benefits, fundraisers, kind-hearted individuals like yourself that are kind enough to mail in. And you want to know something? Any donation adds up. It doesn't matter the amount. It's that from your heart, you decide to give to an organization that's really doing many things for our heroes. And so, Art, would you look in there and just give them the address again? And they have a drop box so you can mail it. Any donation, $1, $2, 50 cents, a dime, it doesn't matter. It's the thought that you're giving to an organization that's helping our heroes. So, Art, would you look in there and give the address?
It's DAV, Chapter 7, Victory Drive, Columbus, Georgia, 31901.
And thank you so much again. And thank you, viewers, for always being faithful to watch All About Vets. And Leroy and I will see you next month about this time. And we're going to be on definitely in April with the DAV number 7 because they're going to be doing their memorial drive. God bless you. And remember, I always say, everybody is somebody's loved one, and that includes you. So until next time, Please be good and kind to yourself because God loves you. Bye-bye now.